Cheers. Joy, the peace and happiness, the difference, the young. If we were all boys, who would be the girls? If we were all tall, come in. Who would be the short? If we were all young, the towel? I don't know, but ask Amtu to help you. I'm starting a live show now, okay? Ask her to help you. Old ones, well, the difference doesn't matter, but the joy, the peace and happiness, the difference doesn't matter, but the love, hey, the difference shouldn't matter, but the joy, the peace and happiness, the difference shouldn't matter, but the love. If we were all rich. Hi everybody, thanks for showing up at such short notice. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, or all the father figures out there. Despite the fact that it is Father's Day, we still have work to do. And I'm asking you kindly to invite your friends and to share this video so that we do a quick update on the situation of LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp in northwestern Kenya, where they are under attack and in need of all our voices and in need of our help. Listen to the difference. I love this song. Who would be the poor man if we were all white? Who would be the black if we were all strong? Who would be the weak ones? The weak ones, the weak ones. Well, the difference doesn't matter, but the joy, the peace and happiness. The difference doesn't matter, but the love. The difference shouldn't matter, but the joy. On the show, today is gonna be a short show because I have other commitments, but we're gonna have our friends in Kakuma. They're going to be here to update us, and I just a quick update. Since yesterday, I've been working around the clock with some friends, and we managed to get them a therapist, a counselor from here in the United States, who actually worked with them on a video call, just because we had suicidal cases. We had just people who are just on the verge of giving up on life, and we managed to get them some quick counseling through a professional here in Maryland. And I made out a call on Facebook earlier today for more volunteers. If you know that you can offer counseling, you're a therapist out there, anti-racist, affirming of LGBTQ plus people, you know that you're good at first aid and can direct these people, you can help to work with them on video when they're when they're wounded after attacks. Please let me know, because we are going to find those supplies. We are going to find rubbing alcohol and painkillers and stuff like that, and also train them themselves so that when they are wounded, they can offer themselves that first aid before they get to a safe clinic or hospital. So all those who are pledging your support to provide video counseling or WhatsApp counseling on the phone, please, thank you. And those of you who have not yet contacted me, please reach out so that even tomorrow we can have some counseling sessions going on for these people. If you're a doctor, a nurse, whatever profession you are in the medical realm, please reach out if you're willing to give your services for free to these people over a video call. Now, we are also sending out a call to action today, and one of the things we are calling for is to the UN Refugee Agency to help provide protection for these refugees, but most importantly, get them out of that camp with proper documentation so that they are safe on their way to Nairobi and can find support in Nairobi. The issue is LGBTQ refugees do not fit in Kakuma camp. It is a refugee camp, the second largest now in the world. Until very recently, it used to be the biggest. However, the refugees themselves in the camp are being homophobic and transphobic, sexist, name it, to LGBT refugees in the camp, and that is why there are constant attacks. You have seen the picture, you have seen the videos, you have seen the pictures, you have seen those big men coming over for them. You see they sleep outside with clubs, ready to protect themselves. They are bleeding. They are all they've all been sliced, and many of them are contemplating suicide. We cannot let that happen. No matter what they have done in this world, no human being deserves this. So before we judge them, let us at least save lives first. So as we wait, guys in Kakuma, Stephen Sebuma, I hope that you're on standby. Shane Phillips is another a human rights defender here in the United States who has been working tirelessly to help these guys in Kakuma with food, and transportation over the months and years. Because I remember when I was working on these issues from 2014, Shane Phillips was there. Shane Phillips will be here also to speak to us. We might have Purity Page, who is the activist in Nairobi, helping me to coordinate things, and many others. So as we listen to The Difference by Maureen, The Difference, please share the video and invite all those that care for social justice in the world. It's good to see you, Gabrielle LaRue from South Africa. Very concerned activist there. Robert Rosinda, I'm so happy to see you. Minze Batoli, Lynn H. Barlen. All of you, our friends, we are so happy to see you. Matthew Costin, I know you've been trying to find out how you can be of support. Thank you for being here. Johan Danielson, thank you for being here, friends. We are very happy to see you. Syria Lang, Karen Millers, Rita Nsubuga, Lucky, my sister. Thank you for being here, all of you. And we'll be starting shortly. Sebuma Stephen in Kakuma camp. Please send an invite as soon as you get online. We'll be starting shortly. Sebuma. Steven. Kakuma, guys. Hello, Kakuma. Please come to the live show. People are ready. Who would be the poor man if we were all white? Who would be the black if we were all strong? Who would be the weak ones? The weak ones, the weak right. Okay, we're going to start. Kakuma is still connecting. The connection there is not so good. In the meantime, we'll have Purity Page from Nairobi, one of the activists I'm working with to coordinate these efforts in Kakuma camp. Like I say to you guys, some things are already happening, and thanks to you all who are involved, all those who are hearing the call and acting. Now, Purity, welcome to the show, and please say hi to our viewers. And I see that Stephen is here, but let us hear from you briefly, because we shall you during the strategy session after we've heard from Stephen.
Okay, I'm going to do it very brief. I don't know whether anybody is listening because I don't have my earpieces on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're clear.
Yes, so I'm telling the world right now that there is genocide happening in Kakuma camp against LGBTQ refugees down there. And for now, I can only say that we need to listen and hear from them if they are on board right now, so that we can get a clear picture. I am in Nairobi. I've been in Kakuma myself. I stay in Nairobi, but we are also not safe at all. And being an activist in our position, in our community, is also a lot of work, and it takes a lot of insecurity. Right now in Kakuma camp, what is happening is that the homophobes and transphobes are targeting the activists, LGBTQ activists. And definitely it's the transgenders that are more attacked, the transgender activists in Kakuma, because it's obvious. They can't hide nowhere.
Yes, I think we have had 3 attacks in one weekend.
Exactly. So we don't even have any voice anymore in Kakuma because everybody has been attacked and they are getting mental breakdowns. As I talk right now, some would love to commit suicide because they don't see the reason why they should be alive.
Purity.
The world is talking about genocide happening in Kakuma.
Because Kakuma might disconnect soon, and we need you here today. Let's call them while they're out, because they've got to a spot where they have internet, and then you come back when Shen Phillips. If you could help me, please, and look for Shen and let him know that we are here, that would be great. And
okay,
thank you for standing for your brothers and sisters and others. I really appreciate
it. Thank you,
yes,
brother. I love you.
I love you too. Cheers. Now, Purity Page is another one that is doing amazing work for LGBTs both in Kakuma and in Nairobi. All right, here we have our friends in Kakuma camp: Stephen, Doreen, Claire. Please yes, thank you very much.
Hello,
Stephen. We don't see you.
Yes. Let me connect for right. And mulisa connect with you. Yeah, Jango mulisa.
You guys are outside?
Yeah, we are here. You can see. Let me connect the camera for the front.
Thank you for your patience, for waiting for us.
We are here. We are sleeping outside.
Yeah.
You see the people, we are sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are here.
Have there been any
people we are sleeping outside?
Oh God.
And where we are sleeping, and the Melanie Nathan and the Mark Human Rights Commission says we are safe.
Who does?
Melanie Nathan and the Mark and the easy nini ekibiina kyabwe ekyo ekyabamaaka ne Melanie bagamba tuli safe nnyo, bakoze video mu tuli safe, tusula wabweru. Osobola okuyita pulitinga ebyo, tusula wabweru.
And this is
Senga abana bona bona gye basula wonna bawe tufa.
so. This is block 13 in Kakuma Camp.
Yes.
Block 13. And how many of you are in
Yes.
block 13?
We are 100 something.
138, I think that's what I heard.
Yes.
Now, I hope that today some of you managed to get counseling.
Yes. That was where we was yesterday.
Mm.
The Sudanese want to kill inside here. I was standing here.
Mm.
You see?
Mm.
Here. You can see very well, Mr. Here, where I was standing yesterday.
Mm. Mm.
And the people says we are safe.
No, we have
That's
seen
the people
blood.
where I saying, that is the people says we can put the fence. Hmm? Here the people sleeping outside. Here. That is the Lord. Hmm? That's the people are sleeping.
Thanks for showing us that, Stephen. Stephen, has there been any attacks today?
Yes, but the police we are moving around.
Oh, the police was
They
here.
run.
Okay.
Yes.
Doreen.
Doreen is sleeping. Is here.
Okay.
Aliwa.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, Doreen is here. Is
I
here
want to encourage
sleeping.
you guys that we are
Sleeping is paining. It is a pain. So paining.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. I want to encourage you. We are not going to rest until help has come your way. Yes, we've heard that some people in Kakuma have help, but we have seen with our own eyes that a lot of people do not have help. And we have seen with our own eyes blood coming out of bodies. We've seen the wounds and we have seen videos of the attacks. So we believe you and we shall stand with you. And tomorrow we have more counseling sessions because more people are coming on board, willing to offer you counseling sessions and also first aid training, first aid training.
Yes.
And we will work together on getting you the supplies for the first aid, for the wounds and all that. And we are still lobbying the concerned officials for your safety, for your protection, for your safe movement from Kakuma camp to the urban areas of Kenya. Just glad that
That's good.
and just keep fighting for your lives. Keep protecting yourselves. It is a human right. You are allowed to protect yourselves. And please, the only thing you can do is keep.
Here in Kakuma. Here in Kakuma, there is no protection.
Yes.
There is no way we can be safe.
Yes.
There is no way we can say I can be here for a few days. We will be safe. No, you can't.
Yes. And now we understand.
If you are some people who say they are safe, the people who not get, the people who not get, like you can be in the camp for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. But if you are gay, you cannot be safe in the Kakuma camp.
You'll get a told it. Okay. For those of you who haven't been following this, it's peaceful right now. But you can see that they are sleeping outside. You can still see where they're sleeping and waiting, because anytime the Sudanese are showing up, or any other nationality. But not only the refugees are attacking them, also natives of that area, the Turkana area, the Turkana people attack them. The police sometimes itself is afraid of these attackers, that these guys are left on their own. If you have not seen the videos, please scroll my page or look at Purity page or Stephen Sebuma. You'll reach out to me and I'll give you all the footage. We have seen it. It is not a story they're just telling. They're not just giving us or information. We have seen the images, and they're bad. They are bad. And also to think that people do not have proper treatment, there's going to be a lot of tetanus. There are people who are contemplating suicide. I'm telling you that we had to get a therapist from here in Maryland today, a pro bono therapist, to do a video call with them to counsel those who were contemplating suicide. And if you are out there and can offer professional support to these people, therapists, counselors, first aid specialists. If you know first aid, we want to put them on video so that you teach them what to do when they have been sliced, so that they can take care of themselves when these things happen. If you are a doctor, please show up. Just offer us your time for at least 2 weeks as we figure out how to get them to safety. If you are a pastor and want to pray for them, just come, show up. If you are in whatever capacity that you can offer support to these people right now. And at some point, we are going to need resources. For example, now I want to make sure that they have first aid kits in Kakuma, at least by Thursday, latest Thursday next week, because we have to send them money. We have to send those who are sick some food. We need to send, medicine, bandages, band-aids, cotton wool. It's difficult to look at these things. It's really difficult to look at these things. So let's not judge in any way, but first of all, look at protection of these lives, saving of these lives. I know that Shane Phillips. Shane, you have been in Nairobi. I mean, you have been working on issues in Kakuma camp. You've been working with these people. I know we've been there at some point together. But if you are online, please send your invite, your request, and I will bring you on. Marina Gadia is an activist from Uganda, currently based in the Netherlands. Marie, your camera is not on. If you could restart and put on your camera, I don't see it. Or alternatively, send a request and I will call you here. Shen, I'm calling you on. Shen Phillips. Yes, Shen.
Yes, how's it going? It's really a pleasure to be here.
It's so good to see you here, Shane, and thank you so much for the support that you have given to our brothers and sisters and others in Kakuma camp, especially. But I know that you've helped people in Nairobi too. I have seen some of the work that you have done and all your cries on the internet for these people. You've been in touch, and they tell me you've been in touch. Do you have anything to say to us? Any guidance, any advice, any updates?
Doing this 10,000 miles away in Arizona and having team members in the United States and having team members in Australia, having team members in Nairobi, it really makes it difficult sometimes to get what you need to get accomplished. But we've been doing this for the last 45 days as a group. Mike Dunford in Oklahoma, Jamie in Oregon, and of course, Shay Johnson that works for me here in Tempe, Arizona. And we wanted to do something. We got tired of seeing the violence. We got tired of seeing the situation not getting better. So we formed this group to make a difference. And what's really bothering me about this situation is not enough is getting done. Not enough is getting done. Our goal as an organization, which I'm not here to talk about my organization, I'm here to talk about.
And your organization, which one is that? Because I'm seeing a lot of organizations saying they're doing this work.
Rainbow Care Initiative is our organization, but I'm not here to talk about the organization. I'm here to talk about the problem.
Yes.
And the problem is UNCHR is not doing their job. No matter how many emails we send out, they don't respond. No matter how many phone calls we send out, they don't respond. They seem to be an arrogant organization that seems to not care about the situation. And when I have a situation like yesterday and many other situations where we have somebody wanting to kill themselves.
Yes.
Forgive me. Not enough is getting done. It breaks my heart when I want to accomplish so much more than what we're doing. You know, I talk to these people every single day. Doreen, Stephen, Claire, Trinidad, Joseph. They need to get out of there. We need to find a solution. Either we need to send a letter to Kenyatta and say, okay, if you don't want them, let's find another place for them. Because not enough is getting done in this situation. And it just creates chaos like what's been going on.
Yes.
Trying not to get emotional here, but even somebody like me, it gets to me.
I understand, because I know how much you have put in to support these people. I know how I feel for being in support of them over the years, and nothing is happening. But it is time for us to start this outrage. All of us, not just you, not just me, not anybody else. We are trying to get a lot of people so that we write collectively. We write collectively. We rise collectively. We want these people out in this 1 week. We need a decision from the UNHCR.
Yes, we do, and I agree.
They are human beings, and they need to be free. We have it known world that they have no support. We are hearing that there's a lot of support coming into Kakuma. But why are people sleeping outside? Why are people being attacked every night? Why don't they have treatment for their wounds if the money is there to support them?
Why isn't this stuff not getting done? Because UNCHR is a corrupt organization that does not care. And that's what I'm seeing.
Let us try one more time. I'm sure that we will make it together.
And not just that, is we need to stop this bad, good refugee situation that's been going on.
Because
we need to stand as one, as a people, and we haven't done that when it comes to the refugee situation, because it's like we want to be divided between other organizations. Yes. We want to be divided between our beliefs. Yes. We're not going to win. We're not going to win this situation this way. We're only going to win if we end that bad refugee, good refugee mentality. I mean, I'm not here to bash Mark and Melody or bash any other organization that does this. I'm here to say, let's end this. This is a situation that every single organization is in, including mine. And we need to find a way to overcome this. And we're not going to overcome this by bashing each other and hating each other and putting each other down.
Yes.
We need to be one in this situation.
And
that is a big failure right now. That is our biggest failure right now. But what do we need to do? We need to get our own separate complex.
It's focused on human beings, their lives, their safety, their protection. If we could all just focus on that, I think we will all move forward with them and march them to safety this Pride Month.
Well, we're trying to...
I want to thank you for what you're doing. I'm gonna we will keep having these strategy meetings. We are sending out another call to action this evening for you to join everybody to push the UNHCR, the UN Agency for Refugees, to act. I think it is important them to know that the world is watching. We are all watching. We see what is happening, and we cannot stand here and just watch
This
when it's
movement
happening.
started 45 days ago. And since this movement has started, more and more people are joining. More and more people are seeing it. More and more people are getting tired of seeing this. This movement's only going to get bigger. And this is not just a movement of my organization. This is the movement of this situation. People are tired of seeing nothing getting done. They want to see action.
That is why we are all here now. We are all here because we are tired of seeing nothing done. And I thank you, Shen. Please stay here because we might need you again. There might be some questions. If I could invite somebody else and see also what
Please do.
they
Please do.
share, I'll be also happy to talk to you after the live show. Thank you so much for being here, Shen.
You bet.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is, guys. You had Shen. Join the movement. It is about saving lives in Kakuma. We don't care what everybody has done. Let us stand together and lift this group of people out of danger. And we can do that. We can do that. Marina Gadia, I haven't seen you. Trevor Alexander, somebody called Trevor Alexander was here, wanted to show. Marina Gadia, please resend your request. And I also saw this what's the activist's name from? Purity, I know that. Okay. Yes, Trevor.
Hi, I'm from the Caribbean, and there's lots of guys from the Caribbean that's been in the same situation too.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering what we can do to help them out in the situation.
Thank you so much for your concern, Trevor. And it's sad that it's happening that side too. But right now, as we understand from the refugees in Kakuma camp, they just told us, and they've been telling us in the last few days, that there's no way they can be safe in Kakuma camp, not anywhere, not
Wow.
in of the camp. All they need to do is get out of the camp to safety into one of the urban areas like Nairobi, which is the capital of Kenya, where the other refugees are. But in
Oh
order
yeah.
for the camp, they need the support of the UNHCR. And the
Yes,
UNHCR
yes.
is not acting. So we are calling upon everybody for us to work together and send a clear message to the UNHCR. Yes, they've done something, but it's clearly not working.
They're not working.
Yes, it's not working, and we could lose lives. We could lose lives so easily. We are lucky that after every attack, we are seeing wounds, which is bad enough. But
Yes, yeah.
those lives. So if you follow on my page, this page where we are having the live from, I'm posting a call to action this evening so that tomorrow, Monday, the first few days of the week, we are sending these messages to the UNHCR in Nairobi and in Geneva and everywhere there is a UNHCR.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because in the Caribbean, I've been watching your program, and I think it happened in the Caribbean the same way too.
Hmm. We thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. We know that you always stand with us because I have been around for so long and I've worked with a lot of Caribbean activists. And I know that you mean what you say. So I'll make sure that you get the message, you get the call to action, and to direct you to where to send those messages. I think they will listen to us. They will
Yeah.
hear.
Oh,
And if you
yeah.
professionals, counselors who can do some work on WhatsApp, via WhatsApp call or Facebook Messenger in terms of counseling or directions for first aid, please let us know. Everybody is,
Yeah.
yes.
So after the live, I'll text you my number.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. You're
Awesome.
welcome. Bye.
All right. Yes. All right. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who is joining this movement. You can be an organization or an individual. We shall not wait to be asked to stand up. Marina Gadia, still something is not right. And I can see that some people have cameras on, but I don't see your camera. Yeah, I was updating. If you're ready to say something, guys, come up. Yes, Kaitesi Sifa, we hear you. We are working on, we are working on that protection that you also badly need. In way of updates, there have been several attacks against LGBTQ people in Kakuma camp, which is one of the largest camps in the world, refugee camps in the world. It was the largest camp until recently, with a population of about 200,000 refugees, mostly from war-torn surrounding countries of Somalia, Somaliland, Ethiopia, Sudan, and others. But the ones from Uganda are mostly LGBTQ refugees who have fled Uganda because of the obvious homophobia that you have heard about. So most of the refugees in Kakuma camp are LGBT. But in Kakuma camp, we have about 138 of them in on a block called Block 13. These are the ones under attack. We have other refugees, LGBT refugees, who are more quiet and, more, they're not so obvious. But on Block 13, we have the trans women, the trans men, like people who are the face of LGBT when it comes to stereotyping. So there's no way they can escape these attacks. These attacks are not from anybody else, but their fellow refugees, mostly refugees from the Sudan. Another time they were attacked by refugees from Burundi. They have been attacked by groups of refugees. If you scroll down my page and pages of the other refugees, you will see the videos. They have captured videos of the attacks. You will see refugees coming on to these ones, and slicing them. I told you, like they're slicing vegetables. They all have cuts. We've seen open wounds. I don't know if I can show you this today. The content is really not so cool, but it is happening. It is real. It is not a joke. We could lose lives in this camp. And so far we have managed to get them counseling today. A group of them who were like on the verge of suicide. We got them a counselor via WhatsApp, via Facebook Messenger, and we have made a call. We've made a call out for anybody out there from wherever you are in the world who can offer counseling pro bono, can offer first aid treatment. We want to make sure that they have first aid kits in the next few days down in the camp. We will be needing some financial resources to support this. We need communication, because for them to even be on this kind of shows to update us, we have to send them. I have personally had to send them data on their phones. But I can't do it alone. Shane can't do it alone. A lot of people need to come in and chip in and help us to make this a reality. Yes, Alex is also reminding me that there are also attacks from citizens, Kenyan citizens, the people we call the Turkana from the Turkana land. The camp is in the Turkana area. They are also in the camp, and you cannot even run out, because when you run out, the natives of Kenya are also there waiting with their machetes. This is bad. I know that there's a refugee camp for refugees, but these particular refugees cannot be in that camp because their attackers are their fellow refugees. And outside the camp are natives of Kenya attacking them. And again, I say it is not a joke, it is a true story. Like you heard from Sewuma, updating us. Purity Page, come back before you lose your connection in Nairobi, Kenya. Yes, Purity, welcome back.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm crying so much. I
Understand?
should thank Shane so much because he's been a support system, but he doesn't have funds. And what is happening right now doesn't need any time to waste. People are going to be slaughtered. I have a scar on my forehead. Can you see it?
Yes.
That scar will never go away from me. I was attacked by homophobes and
Well,
transphobes. So you can see I still have it. I'm wearing makeup, but my scar is still there and I still suffer that pain. Somebody in Kakuma is losing more, like they are getting more of these, like thousands of them. So you don't need to know what it means to be in that camp. And as I go, because I need to go, but I will therapists and mental health practitioners as we can, because everybody's suicidal. They do not know why they are having all those injuries. Because somebody feels like, I rather die than having another pain on my body. We are tired of being in pain. Nobody loves pain anyways, you know. And then when it comes to transgenders in the camp, even in Nairobi, it is even worse because we are always singled out. And now so many of them in Kakuma camp, the activists, can't say nothing because they have been attacked that much.
Yes, I've seen Doreen is down, cannot even speak. We saw her on the camera. She was down. She could not speak. And I know she's one of the strong ones in the camp speaking out for them.
Exactly. So the representation is not there. Right now, I haven't eaten since yesterday. The only things I'm doing is crying and talking to people. Because I have to represent where Doreen isn't, where Stephen isn't. And when I see them fainting and being attacked that much, losing their ears, I feel so horrible.
I feel you. Purity.
I'll have to go now.
I feel you, sweetheart. I'm going to call you after the show. Just hang in there, my sister. I'll call you after
Okay.
the show. I love you.
You too.
Yeah. It's that bad, guys. We do these lives so that you get those updates, but also hear what our friends are facing on the ground. Chris Katiti from Alberta, Edmonton, Canada. I just sent you a request. Accepted your request. If you can come online, and Marina Gadia, I know you were trying. And if anybody wants to just give us a word of encouragement, please send your request. Yes, Chris. Hi, Chris. Chris, we don't hear you. Hello, Chris. We do not hear you. Yes, it's getting there. How are you doing?
Um, I'm not doing so great.
Yes.
Like usually hearing what is going on in Kakuma. I think it's close to everybody. How are you doing?
Well, surviving. I think some of us just need to keep strong for them, because that's the strength they have. Uh,
Mm,
I just feel blessed to be able to do this, even on such a day when they should be celebrating something else. So happy that you are here also. Uh,
yeah, because I'm pushing. I think like for here and the list of demands that we have for Black Trans Lives.
if you can speak closer in the mic.
Can you hear me now?
Perfect. That's perfect.
Okay, I need to speak louder. Yeah.
Yeah.
The list, like the list, some of the demands that we are giving the city here, the government here, is to have like open asylum applications for transgender refugees in Kakuma. Yeah, I know like for LGBTQ, but my focus is about transgender because transgender people are really suited to us.
That's
Mm.
helpful. The victims are transgender, actually.
So we hope, and we're gonna push for it. We hope that the open applications, like open asylum applications, for transgender people wherever they are, whether they are in countries where their life is in immense danger.
Are you able, with your organization Rarika, to update that agency about uh, the crisis in Kakuma camp, in particular, the fact that these attacks could happen even while we are we are speaking here? Is it possible for you to update them on that situation this, tomorrow, as soon as you can?
To update the organization.
No, the agency that you're dealing with, to like the one that you're asking to keep. I think you said it's the government. Is it of Edmonton or Canada in general?
Yeah, so I'm pushing for like this demand to be in place with the government. I am able June 28th. I think we'll have like an action day for that. And then with Radica now, I am in conversation with Amnesty International, Edmonton,
Great.
right? But we haven't really come to the final decision, but we are
Okay.
talking with Amnesty
So basically,
International.
you're calling for the urgent resettlement of refugees to Canada.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
If there's any support you need, if you have petitions for us to sign, please let us know, and we will be on there with you.
Okay, because we're planning to make a petition for that after the rally.
Yeah.
Actually, during the rally, before the rally, we're gonna have that petition calling to
All
immediate
right.
settlement
Okay.
refugees.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Chris. And I think that now you mentioned that you're also in touch with Amnesty International. I think that all of you guys here online and your networks,
and,
just
yeah,
important.
and honestly, brother, there is a team of Kakuma Crisis which is doing a lot of work. There's
Yes.
a team of folks who are really dedicated in like who are standing up and
Yes.
supporting refugees. I think everybody anywhere, even if they're in Uganda, wherever they are, need to step up
Yes.
and support.
Let's step up. I think that it is very good that we are broadening
Okay, brother.
this, because before a few people were dealing with the issue and people are dying and the world doesn't know. I think this is a move to make, to give profile to this and to show the world that this is now an emergency. It's a crisis. In fact, the refugees are calling it a genocide
Mm,
in the camp. And it's our it should be our role, all of us who care for these issues, to make it known nationally to the human rights organizations, to all those that are concerned with changing these policies. We need
yeah,
expedited processing of these applications uh, in this refugee camp in particular. For now, it is an urgent issue if people are dying when they came for safety.
I agree, brother. I agree with you.
Mhm.
I
Thank you.
agree.
Thank you.
Yep.
Please, I at least we talk, so I'm sure
Yeah,
that
thank you for having me. Thank you for hosting and thank you for picking up the refugees, brother.
all right.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything that you do for humanity. Cheers. That is Chris. That's Chris Katiti Adebayo from Edmonton in Canada. He's from Uganda. He's a victim of police brutality, even in Canada, and very, very vocal with the Black Lives Matter movement there, and activists for refugees advancement. So I am so glad that all these people are on board and concerned. I thank you all. I can see the comments. It is very clear that we are all concerned about this. And again, I say to you that this evening there will be a call to action uh, with some demands from the refugees, and where we will be sending those demands to, just to amplify their voice. They want to get out of that camp. They say there's no corner in Kakuma camp that they can be free. You saw them just now, they were all sleeping outside. So imagine if the attackers come, they are just there readily available for butchering, which is something that we cannot keep watching. Marie, please, I'm still hoping that again you have come, but I do not see the add a button for you. I do not know if you've been able to be on. All right. Shen, you asked, can Black Lives Matter help us get a protest in Washington, D.C. at the UNHCR office? Yes, of course, we can organize this to happen. And I just want to let you know that I have started conversations with the UNHCR in that part of the United States. And whatever comes from there, we shall share it here so that people know what is happening. But of course, if it fails, and Shen, this is a very good idea, it is going to take us to protests, to protests wherever the UNHCR offices are. Because if they cannot do it, let us hear them say, we are not going to do it, so that we find other ways. Let us hear that. We cannot have everybody saying they have written to the UNHCR and there has been no response. They are obliged to respond to us. We all do this work in service to humanity, to human rights, to safety, protection. We cannot say that we shall keep quiet. We all have to stop this arrogance. Organizations out there, we have to stop this arrogance. We can either help or we cannot, or we can refer. But we cannot not give a response about queries regarding human rights. It is unethical and it's abuse of human rights itself. So if you are in power out there and people are writing to you and telling you people are dying and need need your word to save their lives, you have to stop now. And unfortunately, some of us, when it comes to this level, we lose professionalism. Because saving life does not require a lot of professionalism. It just requires action. And friends on here, action. Let us act. Tomorrow is Monday. It's a work day. For those in the US, East Coast, it is 8 hours, I think. We are 7 hours behind. Everybody can calculate where you are. Let us write letters, emails to the UNHCR, amplifying the voice of the refugees. They say they are not safe in the camp. We have seen that they are not safe. They are saying they need to get out of the camp, but they need the protection of the UNHCR and a mandate and a permission slip at least, so that they can safely move out of the camp into another safe place. And we are told that the UNHCR is the one that is mandated with all this. So let us talk to them. Let us talk to human rights organizations, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, groups like Outright Action International. All these groups have done something, but now we want to up the game collectively. We want to up the game collectively. Let us talk to diplomatic missions. If you know about diplomatic missions, talk to them. Your foreign ministries, talk to them. If you're in Europe, talk to your foreign ministries. Something has to be done to save the lives of LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp in Kenya. The LGBT refugees are suffering in all the camps across the world. They are. Something needs to be done. But in Kakuma, we are about to lose many of them. Those of you who don't know, a refugee committed suicide, an LGBT refugee committed suicide, just I think a couple of months ago at the UNHCR offices in Nairobi. The reason they committed suicide was they were fed up of the homophobia without any level of protection. They went to the UNHCR offices, put a rope in their neck, and hung themselves down from a tree inside the compound of the UN Refugee Agency. Isn't that enough to make an organization act? Do we need like 10 bodies? It is ridiculous. So we all can't rest tomorrow. It is Monday, and we are marching from within our houses, on our computers, on our phones. We are marching to UNHCR offices, wherever they are, with a voice on behalf of LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp. We cannot be waking up every morning to pictures of people bleeding because they are being beaten and there's no protection. It is not okay for anybody in the world, anywhere in the world. So if we're able to stand up for people being battered everywhere else in the world, why not refugees in Kakuma camp? Why not refugees in Kakuma camp? We're going to have to do this. And please look out for that call to action this evening. If the organizations out there who have calls to action, petitions that you need to be signed, let us know. We shall sign them. But let us march tomorrow. Within, in quarantine, lockdown, wherever you are, we can use our computers and phones to march to the UNHCR offices across the world. We can do it. Put it on your Facebook page. Call all your networks. Tell them just to write one word: protection for LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp. If you cannot write a long letter, just write that one statement. We demand it. Let us bombard them with calls. Let us show them that we are all watching, and that if we do not get answers, the blood of all those people is in their hands. They're already dead. They're dead inside. You can see. They've had enough. Elman Dolmachi from Cyprus. Yes, there'll be a call to action on my page this evening. I'm still calling on organizations if they have any documents that they will want all of us to sign on to also share them. But as Victor Mukasa and the Kushu Diaspora Alliance and the Victor Mukasa Show, I will have a call to action this evening. And the demands in that call to action, I've gotten them directly from the refugees in Kakuma camp. And again, I call out because some of you just joined us. We are looking for pro bono counselors, therapists, medical doctors, nurses, anybody who can, help out. Please let us know. Today we had a counselor from here in Maryland counseling some of the refugees over WhatsApp or a messenger, Facebook Messenger video call. Which was helpful because we have some of them contemplating suicide and going crazy because of the situation, which is very understandable and expected. So we tested it out today, and somebody was able to talk to them and kind of bring some. I don't know if one session is not enough, but if we had at least more therapists, we could have a lot of the guys getting counseling during this period. We also need, Purity Page is also looking for a counselor. So even in Nairobi, we have these issues. It's just that we have this emergence problem in Kakuma camp, but the urban refugees are also facing these issues. Purity Page, one of those activists standing up for fellow refugees, needs help also. And then if there are any nurses or doctors who can get on a WhatsApp call, or even if you're not a nurse or doctor but experienced with first aid, we want to get you ask you to get on a video call with the refugees in Kakuma camp and direct them on how to deal with wounds, machete wounds and broken arms, because whenever they are attacked, this is happening, and even in the clinic they are not getting help. They are not being dressed. They are getting 2 stitches on a wound this long. So if anybody is willing to take them through at least first aid kind of briefing, we are trying. Actually, I am gonna try to get first aid materials to them between Monday and Tuesday. And if anybody wants to help out, let me know. We need communication. We're putting data on their phones. I know that one of the key activists, Stephen Sebuma, the one who briefed us today, his phone was stolen during the last raid, and yet is one of the key contributors to the updates that I keep bringing you here. They are without a phone right now, and I'm going to see if I can buy cotton wool, and alcohol swabs, and whatever they can use. If you are a first aid person, please stand with us. Give us information, advice on what we need to send them, but also avail yourself on a Facebook Messenger call, video call, and teach them how to treat their wounds. Simple things like that, and that is really a big contribution to this, because the wounds are going septic without help. I think that is what we have for today. We all send energy out there in Kakuma. If you know how to do that, although if you pray, you can pray that they finish this night without any attack. You saw at the beginning of the video where they were sleeping. They're just there, so exposed to attack. And if nobody wants to come right now, I am closing this live. I will play this song in the meantime until, and if in 2 minutes nobody is coming on. Marie, I don't have a YouTube link. This is just Facebook. If somebody can commit to buy a cheap smartphone, I was told it costs about $100 in Kakuma. For one of the activists, Stephen Sebuma, please, you can commit to that, and we can buy that phone for them, because they are very instrumental in keeping us updated and in getting video recordings of what is happening that site. It costs $100, and if we get that $100, we will be needing a data. We don't yet have a GoFundMe for this particular group, because we are still figuring out. We see other resources being collected, and we want to see if we can get resources from those people to help, or those organizations to help these 138 refugees. And if there is no help coming in, then we will set up a GoFundMe page to support strictly the refugees in Kakuma. But if you want to help to buy a phone for Sebuma Stephen, who is one of the key activists in Kakuma, please help us out. If you want to help with buying first aid materials, I am going to use some of my little money tomorrow to do that, but I would be happy to get support if any is willing to buy that. And we need to buy, things like just paracetamol, just for the pain. Simple things. And tomorrow we will have it clear, because I think I'm working with Purity and the guys in Kakuma to see how best we can mobilize financial resources. Yes, Purity.
Um, Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I'm still so emotional. But I would love to tell everybody that some of us have been strong for forever, and we are tired. And I'm among the first people that everybody reaches out to when they need help.
emotionally, mentally, or financially in most cases. I'm a refugee too, and I need help too. I need to talk to somebody as well because I'm tired. It's been for forever. We got people out of Kakuma last year, and still the same thing is happening. And the fact that now all the activists here are so wary and, you know, so much bruised, a few of us are burdened. I haven't had a meal since yesterday. I'm not safe where I am actually as well. And people would say, oh my God, this one is actually probably safer. No, I'm not. I tried much to get to a safer place after all I have gone through. I mean, like with all those scars, I couldn't take it anymore, but I still take it in because I'm still here also. And now we are very few. Everybody in Kakuma is very angry, injured, and many are facing, by the way, internal bleeding, and they're not receiving treatment because people are only looking at external injuries. But so much of internal bleeding is happening, and people are at the verge of committing suicide. Even the Stephen you just talked to last night wanted to commit suicide. I'm not sure after this, because he just called me, whether he will still not choose to do that.
Stephen got some today, and we are requesting Stephen to hang in there.
Exactly. Thank you very much. So I call upon my fellow LGBTQ refugees in Kakuma, please, let's hang in here. There is still hope. At least we have talked to people. They know what is happening. You're losing your arm, you're losing your leg, but probably maybe you get to safety when you still have your eye or your nose or your mouth. Nobody knows that we can't predict the future, but at least there is hope right now. And so don't choose suicide. I have been suicidal for so long as well. And please, let's not choose to suicide. And thank you very much, my brother, for this kind of activism, because at least that is some little hope. And we hope that hope comes to pass, because it's a lot. And I call upon all those organizations that deal with LGBTQ persons in the world, the executive directors and all that, please don't just go for those meetings and represent us when you do not know how to actually call for action. We need action right now. I mean, I don't know whether I will wake up in the morning. Probably an ear will be cut off. Somebody in Kakuma, there was genocide that is even worse than the one that happened in Rwanda last night. Genocide, people's ears were being cut off live when I was watching on phone. And they are still in the same camp. The accommodation is not there. They stay in little tents. They actually, Block 13 has only 6 tents out of 100 and plus LGBTQ refugees there. And they can't fit in there, and still it's not safe, and they sleep in the open, in the bush. Kakuma camp is in the most remotest areas in Kenya. It is a desert. They don't even grow crops and stuff. Everybody there is more of a hunter. And it's a transphobic and homophobic community of hunters. So they can easily kill you. They have weapons enough. Sadly, allegedly, they have even enough guns. In that, even like 2-3 police officers cannot even manage them. They also fear them. And these are police officers from the same community, from the same tribe, saying that, you know what, look out for your own protection right now, because people are going to attack you tonight. But Then if the police is that also scared and they are that few, what about this person that is going to be attacked? And these are foreigners, remember. Fellow refugees hate them. They hate us to death. People who don't have the energy even to fight back. Because I mean, somebody hasn't even eaten food. They can't afford food, people. They can't. People can't afford the basics of needs at all. And then they have to fight the enemy. I wish the world could wake up to know that if we can't be a community, more so during this Pride Month, when we are advocating for Black Lives Matter, because honestly, Black lives do matter. And Black trans lives also matter. And Black LGBTQ refugees also matter. And now in the whole world, LGBTQ refugees in Kenya are suffering more than any other LGBTQ person out there, and stop pretending about it. There is genocide that everybody's keeping quiet about. They just want to see blood oozing out of somebody. But think about if that blood, if that spear, if that panga, if that gun was shooting your head and you're oozing out that blood, think about it and understand how hard it is for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Purity. And Purity, we'll get somebody to speak to you. We'll get someone
Okay.
to talk to you. And like I said, after this show, I'm gonna give you a call before you sleep.
Yeah, sure. Please call me because I'm so panicking.
Big hugs to you. I love you.
Love you too.
Okay, friends, I have some updates from here from Matthew. Matthew Costin is another person who has been providing therapy to activists, to the people, to the refugees in Kakuma over the weeks and or months. And Matthew just told me that actually the UNHCR staff are going to meet with the refugees tomorrow morning in Kakuma camp. Now, this is good news that they are meeting them in Kakuma camp, but they have done they have been there before. They have met them before. So, but now that they have had your call, they are going to meet them on regarding this particular issue. Now, what we can do and what Matthew is proposing is that we each, wherever we are, write a letter to your local UNHCR office, if possible tonight, because of the time difference. Write a letter to your office, UNHCR. For example, I'm here in Baltimore, Maryland. I write to UNHCR in Washington, D.C. If you're in New York, wherever you are, if you're in London, if you are in Cyprus, there must be a UNHCR office. If there's no office, tweet. Tweet is a good one. Twitter is a good one. Tweet on all those UNHCR Twitter handles and let them know that the refugees in Kakuma camp and in Nairobi need protection, that LGBT refugees cannot stay in that camp anymore. They are under attack. They are calling it a genocide. So, Matthew, thank you so much for that. And then also, if we can find the phone numbers to Kakuma UNHCR and the UNHCR offices in Kenya, in Nairobi, and elsewhere in the world, it is time to bombard them with those phone calls. And organizations on here, like established organizations, just help out. Use your organizations and do something. Write something. But now that we know that the UNHCR officials in Kakuma are meeting with the refugees in the morning, I think it is time for you to get down on your email and write a note to your local UNHCR office so that they make the office in Kakuma know that the world is advocating for this during the course of the week until our brothers, sisters, and others are free. And children, we also have children there. And then because Matthew cannot come online. Matthew also says, please, Victor, remind the refugees that suicide is agreement with their abusers. You hear me, my friends in Kakuma camp and also in Nairobi. Suicide is agreement with your abusers. Do not treat yourselves like you deserve death, because you do not. And the fact that we are standing with you and fighting with you, it means we too believe that you do not deserve death. Now, Enoch King, you can start off by writing that email or letter to the UNHCR office in Geneva. And the rest of you who can, please write a note, a letter, or tweet to the UNHCR office in Geneva. On Twitter, sometimes the UNHCR appears as the UN Agency for Refugees. It is the same thing. The UN Agency for Refugees is the UNHCR. So find them on Twitter, find them on Facebook, if possible on Instagram, on their emails, on their websites, wherever you can find them. And if you can also call when it is morning in whichever country the office is, give that call. Let it be about LGBT refugees. Let it be about LGBT refugees. Benon, is everything fine? We spoke to Sebuma earlier on. Is everything fine? I see that you are online too, and I know that you're in Kakuma. In Uganda, if somebody can help me check right there, we must have some kind of office there too. Friends, I think we are going to have to use Google to check on some of these things. I'm juggling a lot of stuff, and we can work UNHCR, for example, Uganda. UNHCR Uganda. Yes, you can find UNHCR also in Uganda. They are in Kololo. They have a phone number here. I will type in the one for Uganda. I will write Uganda UNHCR, and the rest of you can also check. South Africa, please look online for the UNHCR offices. If you can write an email in the next few minutes to your local UNHCR, that would be great, guys, because anyway, this is rubber double style until some organizations can come on board and do this. I am also just calling for in Uganda, your offices are on Mackenzie Close, but the email is UGAKA at. And if you're anywhere, you're in Kenya, you're in Malawi, wherever you are, you're in England, you're in the Scandinavia, and you have found an email, please share it here on this live. It makes things easier, and that is by Googling things. UNHCR.org. And also those who are not in Uganda, you can still write to an email. You see, I just sent the email here. You can look for my comment. That is Uganda UNHCR for those in Uganda. You can write a letter to an email right now, because it is now 5:48 here in Maryland. It means that in Uganda, in East Africa, meaning in Kakuma, it is midnight 48 minutes after midnight. It means that if we write these letters now, we don't need even to have the call to action coming. If we can just write these letters now, you write them the way you want. Just say, hi, UNHCR. I have learned about the plight of LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp in Kenya. We have seen them bleeding. They have been attacked by fellow refugees, and there has been no protection given to them. We are calling upon you to act on that. We are calling upon you to give them protection. We are calling upon you to take them out of that camp immediately to a safe place. Simple. We can all write such a letter. And also, we can make those calls. For example, I am giving you the number to call in Uganda. If, for example, you want, the more calls you make, the more they take us seriously. The more calls you make, the more they take us seriously. Uganda, it is plus. If you're from abroad, and Uganda, you know how to take off that is 256 code. Yeah, so some of you can call Uganda. Thank you very much, friends. And that is Uganda is 4122. You can check Google for the details here. For the details of all those 41. Purity, you said you have contacts. And Purity, if you have contacts for UNHCR in Nairobi, please put them here on this on this show so that we can we write to them too. I think it is important to write to the office in Nairobi also. Right, friends? Purity or Eno or whoever is online in Kenya, please give us the contacts for UNHCR in Nairobi. Give us the number for the UNHCR in Kakuma. The name of the protection officer. The number I have just put there is the number for UNHCR in Uganda, for those who can call. Purity, just get it. Go to your inbox, Purity, now and send me that, and I think we can share it on my page. Those who can call Uganda tomorrow morning, and that means in about 8 hours time. Because if it is 5, if it's midnight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, in 8 hours time, 9 hours time, you can call Uganda, the number that I have just sent. You can send an email now to that email that I have just put there. You can send an email to the local UNHCR office in your country, in your city. You can just send an email to UNHCR in Nairobi. And friends in Kakuma and Nairobi, could you please send us the email address and other contacts for the office in Kakuma? We have learned that the UNHCR is visiting the refugees tomorrow morning. Thank you, Matthew, for letting us know. So we need them to wake up tomorrow morning with our messages there. So if you know the contacts for UNHCR Kakuma, let them talk to the refugees, aware that we are watching and waiting for the result of that meeting. This is how campaigns go. We have to work organically. We cannot wait for organizations to tell us what to do. We do what we can do until organizations show up. Benon, Wavamuno, you've put a number there. What is that number for? Which office? Purity, come online. Let's finish this. Friends, write down these things and let us. Purity, hi. Just a second. Benon Wavamuno, you've given us a number. Is that the number for UNHCR, and which UNHCR? All right, Purity, you have heard that the UNHCR is visiting the refugees tomorrow morning.
Yes, so I know that somebody probably from UNHCR is watching our live. Okay. And I call upon you to not be hypocrites like you have been in the last so many years, where when we go public, you take measures that actually you know you're not going to implement. And after a week or 2 or 3, you still keep quiet about people. please be kind this time around, because they have always promised and they haven't always fulfilled, because they feel like people have gone public and they just want to hide so much within that. Please don't do that again. And people, let's believe in UNHCR right now. It's a huge entity that can save all the refugees, and we should put our trust in them if they choose to save our lives. And there is no way we shouldn't be putting our trust in them anyways. But then let's not see one meeting from UNHCR and then we believe it. So we need to keep on putting them on pressure from your own countries, because this is one entity. It is a beautiful entity known worldwide to settle refugees, and we all should be believing in them. We should believe in them when they are protecting us and letting us be free from the genocide in Kakuma. Then about the contacts, I have so many, both from UNHCR Kenya and then Geneva, and a few from embassies, but it's in my inbox on my email, so I can't get it right now. But whoever,
that would be great. When you get off this live, just copy paste and put it on your page.
Yes.
And then
yeah, so
us.
Exactly. So give me a few minutes. I just go and copy and post it here. And please, let's put these people on pressure than seeing people die. Because let me tell you as I go, don't be shocked when you see over 200 LGBTQ refugees massacred in Kakuma camp. And the reason why for us, refugees in Kenya are calling it a genocide is because all the other refugees have become so angry. Even COVID-19 is affecting them, and they do not also have enough. They're also not getting enough from the government of Kenya, whereby they say they are taking care of the less privileged right now during COVID-19. But I think refugees are the most less privileged in any country, more so in Africa. We all know that. Now, if they can't provide the basics of life, what exactly are they providing?
This is very important, what you're sharing with us. But I think most important are those contacts, because some people are actually ready to write emails right now. Best thing would be to get to your inbox and copy paste on Facebook. Send them to me also, and we will spend the night writing these letters.
Perfect. Let me do that right now.
Yes, thank you. And also, please, Purity, try to work with the guys in Kakuma to strategize about tomorrow morning. Friends, I have also gotten a number from Kakuma camp, UNHCR in Kakuma. I've just sent it out right now. You see it over there. If especially people from the West, because most people in Africa are sleeping, those of you in Africa who are still awake, you could do this job before you sleep. But and in Europe you can do it before you sleep. But people in the US, we can spend the whole night writing emails to that email there. For starters, for Samuel Otieno, who is the public information associate, we are trying to look for the protection officers contacts. We can send out emails. Thank you so much, those in Canada. Allison, I see you from Canada. I ask you to share this information with friends. We'll be sending out more calls to action tonight on this Facebook page, but we start with what we have. We cannot wait. So if you're out there and you can write an email to the protection officer in Kakuma, it is that one, Samuel. I don't know how to tag this stuff, guys. Oh, I have pinned it. If you can start with that email and phone number in about 8 hours, it means that we have Kakuma. Those in Sweden, the Scandinavia, please write email to that email, and also emails that we shall put on our Facebook pages this evening. Ken Capri Bashir, is that the protection? Okay. Bashir just sent us another number for the protection officer at the UNHCR. And Bashir, is that officer in Kakuma or Kenya? Please look out for my friends listening in. Look out for my comments. They have contacts to which to send emails, but Bashir just gave us another email address there for the protection officer at the UNHCR in Kenya. What we don't know, is it in Kakuma or is it Kakuma? Okay, is it Kakuma or in Nairobi, Kenya? It doesn't matter, friends. The pinned email address is for a protection officer. If you had already written an email, you can still just copy it and send it to this new email that we have here. Let them wake up with our emails. Let them wake up and be welcomed with our emails. All right. Bashir says that's the protection officer in Kakuma camp, and those are the officials that are visiting the refugees tomorrow morning, meaning in about 8 to 10 hours. So if you can send an email to the pinned email calling for the protection of refugees in Kakuma camp, for the evacuation of LGBT refugees from Kakuma camp, because we want to avoid murder, deaths of LGBT refugees. We are calling upon the UNHCR in Kakuma camp to put into effect a protection plan. And because there's nowhere to hide refugees in Kakuma camp, the UNHCR is there but has not been able to protect them from the nightly attacks. It means we are calling them to safely take them out of Kakuma camp and put them in a safe space in the urban areas. We could easily just get them out, send buses to Kakuma. We can collect money and get them out of there. But they need the blessing of the UNHCR before they leave that camp. So get on your emails and write an email to the protection officers at Kakuma camp via the pinned email, but also write to UNHCR in the cities where you live. Also go to their Twitter handles. Usually the UNHCR goes as the UN Refugee Agency on Twitter. The UN Refugee Agency is the UNHCR. Find them on Facebook. Bombard them, friends. And again, for those who just joined us, we are still looking for pro bono therapists, counselors, first aid specialists, nurses, doctors who can get on a video call to provide counseling. We've had Matthew has been doing counseling. Today I got a counselor from here in Maryland, USA. I got help to find one, and the counselor actually provided the service to a number, about 6 refugees via a video call. It means that if you know somebody that can provide free services, a phone call or a video call of about 30 minutes, we can do it on Facebook Messenger. The video worked well this morning during that counseling session. We need you. We are going to try and find first aid resources. I am going to use some resources that I have personally to get some first aid resources, but I need your help to just buy cotton, alcohol, Panadol, which is paracetamol, and stuff like that, as we wait for huge organizations to come in and help. There are people who need counseling in Nairobi, like you had Purity herself needs somebody to speak to. If you can do it pro bono, please let us know. We can act as people power. This is what they call people power. Organizations can find us, but before they come in, we can do something surely. Now, the UNHCR are visiting Kakuma camp tomorrow morning to meet with these battered refugees, LGBT refugees. However, they have met them before, but for a change, let us get them let them go to meet these refugees, knowing that the whole world is watching. So I'm urging you all to get onto your computers, onto your phones, and send an email to the email that is tagged on this live. That is a number for the protection officer in Kakuma camp, in Kakuma. Probably one of the people who will be visiting the refugees, but send similar emails to any UNHCR office that you know in your city or country. Even if it's not in your city, you could send to the UNHCR office in whichever country you find. Find them on Twitter, find them on Facebook, find them everywhere. We can spend this night. If we can all write about 5 emails, at least 5 emails, that would help a lot. We are told that there might be a UNHCR official here from Kakuma listening, and you've been asked, sir or madam, as we call you in Africa, to please take this with a simple and loving heart. Do not intimidate them then because they have spoken out. It is because they have needed help. They have needed help, and they cannot wait anymore because they could die anytime. Out of love and out of responsibility, please just understand what they're going through and don't punish them for speaking out, because we've had some of them have been punished for speaking out. All right. Oh God. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Shen, for getting counseling for purity. Thank you, Shen, for always being there for our people. So friends, I'll be going off this live very soon, but let us get to work tonight and send out this information. The trick is Google. You put UNHCR, your area, and we have them. By the time they get to Kakuma camp tomorrow morning, they will have our messages. And look out for messages here on my Facebook page and Purity's page. We will be posting more calls to action this evening. If anybody wants to say a last word, I am happy to have you online. If you have any encouragement to the refugees, I am to people in that status, because man, that's the worst identity. I mean, don't we all have that identity? But at least nobody's cutting or slicing us up like vegetables. Thank you very much, friends. I'll leave this song on for a few seconds. Listen to this song. It calls us to unity. Again, friends, write these emails. If you have written an email and you want to share with people the jargon, whatever words you're using, you can also share it right here. If we were all tall, who would be the short? If we were all young, who would be the old ones? The old ones. Tomorrow I'm sending some money to buy supplies, first aid supplies and medicine to Kakuma camp. If any of you want to be a part of that initiative, let me know. You can either send that money to me, or I can show you how to send it back via World Remit or SendWave. We can do this, guys. If we were all rich, who would be the poor man? If we were all white, who would be the black? If we were all strong, who would be the weak ones? The weak ones, the weak one. Well, the difference doesn't matter, but the joy, the peace, and happiness. The difference doesn't matter, but the love. The difference shouldn't matter, but the joy, the peace, and yeah.
Hey, how's it going? Nice to be back.
Good to have you again.
I just want to say one thing. I am so amazed every single day when I see these people in Kakuma Refugee Camp. Doreen, Stephen, they're heroes to me because they'll do everything they can to help everybody but themselves.
Yes.
Just like what's going on with Claire right now. She's on suicide watch. Doreen's watching Claire to make sure that she doesn't commit suicide. People like Purdy, who absolutely spend countless hours trying to make a difference with somebody else. That is a hero.
Yes, they are heroes.
And there's not a day that doesn't go by that they just don't inspire me to the max.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so blown away by some of these refugees and asylum seekers every single day. The more I get to know them, the more I talk to them, the more they become part of my life. And they are all of our brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud to be part of this movement every single day. It just inspires me and makes my heart happy that I'm proud of this, but I'm part of this every single day. Mm-hmm. But going back to what we're talking about, I think it's great that we're having a meeting tomorrow at UNHCR. The question is, are they going to listen, or are they going to listen and then ignore us? That is my concern. And I hope, go ahead.
We are pushing them to listen. Many times you have written to them. Some people have written to them. But right now we are all rallying behind all of you. So it is a bigger movement now saying we are even waiting for the results of this meeting.
You know, if this meeting does not go well, I think we need to consider this Black Lives Matter protest outside the UNHCR office. Consider a Black Lives Matter protest outside the Kenyan embassy.
Yes.
Because these are not African Americans, but they're still considered Black. They're still considered our brothers and sisters.
Yes.
They need to get involved.
Yes, and we can surely get them involved, Shen. Here in the Baltimore area, you know, they're already helping us, and even one of the people who helped today is kind of connected, you know, to that.
And we're going to do everything we can to get a counseling team together again. Walter Johnson in Indiana has told me today, but he's going to be really committed to building up this counseling program so we can help out any way we can.
If we can,
Jamie, go ahead.
If we can have 1 to 2, like 2 people at least have access to this person readily, that would be great. Because the session they had today, there were 6 of them with 1 counselor. And if we work together, then we know that today Shen is providing this contact and that contact. I'm providing this contact and that contact. We form that network, and then we know that they're covered with counseling.
And one other thing, we're trying to build a medical team in Nairobi. Jamie, my executive director, our executive director, and Oregon actually is a nurse. Susan is a nurse. We're trying to get a medical program, but the problem we have is we're trying to find a doctor in Nairobi and Kakuma that we can connect to that is trustworthy. That's going to be able to work with us. Okay. And that is a thing that we need to get in contact with as well.
Okay, we will keep working on the things together collaboratively.
So thank you. Go ahead.
With some supplies this week for their wounds and whatever. And I know that tomorrow I can send something. I've just made a call out here. If anybody's willing to contribute to that, there's a way that we can get them the supplies, because they can then go and buy them.
Because these people are not just in emotional pain, they're in physical pain.
There's a lot of physical pain, or pain all around, Shen.
They need to have antibiotics is what they need to have. And that's the problem with UNHCR. They'll give them pain medicine and say, okay, go sit down and you'll be fine. No, you don't need ibuprofen when you have a wound. You need
Yeah,
amoxicillin.
that's all they have, man. That's all they have. And right now they can't even dress the wounds again. Like it's filth. Today I was looking at one of them in the video and I'm like, the wound is better off even open because the blood has seeped through all the cotton and all the gauze, and I could not imagine what's happening on that arm.
And my question to UNHCR, you have medical programs in place for this. Why are you denying these people? Why are you not giving these people antibiotics? I mean, why are you not giving these people Percocet or Vicodin when they're in pain because of open wounds? That's what I want to know. I mean, my tax money and everybody's tax money across the world is paying for this program. We have a right to ask questions, and why are we being denied to have answers for these questions? And that's my main concern, because I think tomorrow is a huge stepping stone, but we need more. We need to get more answers from them to us here in the States and Australia and Europe and people that are funding this program. We need to have answers given to us. And the refugees and the asylum seekers need to have answers given to them.
Yes. And I think that we need to speak to them because a lot of them are not even in the mind to just think through what they want to ask for. I think we just need to be there for them. Glad that you and I were on a call earlier. I'm sure that you were there for them. But I think they need us. They need us at this point before they even go into those meetings. Because
people gotta go ahead.
They're paying all over, and yet they have to think and engage with people who had breakfast, had a shower, are not wounded. They have to face that group tomorrow.
Well, not just that. You got to understand one thing. These people are going for trauma, and they have to lead at the same time.
Yeah.
And that to me is phenomenal, because to go for the PTSD trauma that they go through and have to lead at the same time, that's not something that's easily done. How Doreen does it blows me away.
Yeah.
How Moses has done it blows me away. Because there's even times I sit there in this situation, and I just, right before I got on the call with you, I just passed out on the couch, because this gets to you mentally after a while. It really does. And sometimes the funds are never there because there's so many emergencies in so many different areas. And then by the time we give away some funds somewhere else, a new problem comes up, and all of a sudden we don't have funds for that issue. It is organized chaos. But my team will never stop.
I know, Shan, you have been very persistent with this. You say it's just a few months ago, but I think I have seen you active with the refugee issues for the last many years, since 2014 when they got there. I think that, you've been there. I know where you are at with this, and I thank you so much for the work that you do, and for all your teammates, the work that they have put in this over the years. And I'm aware of the challenges also. So
a man is only as good as his team, and my team does everything they can to work their ass off. And I thank every single one of them for that, because they're the ones that make the difference as much as I do.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shen. I have Benon. Benon is going to be, I think Benon will be the last person that I will bring, because we all have homework to do tonight. Shen, if you find any people we send emails, all those, share with me. I'm happy to spend the whole night sending out emails to people. If there's any information you want to share, any contacts you want to share, let us know.
That makes two of us.
Tag us in your posts, and so that we can follow and bombard these people with our demands on behalf of the refugees.
Thank you so much. And I only live a couple hours away from you, so whenever you want to talk, feel free to call me up.
All right, we'll plan.
Thank you so much. I love your work.
Have
a good night.
I love you, Shen, and strength to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, friends. I think that we are about to leave, and we have homework to do. We have emails to write, calls to make in the next 9 hours. Let us just do what we can until the important people show up to take over. Benon.
Benon.
Yeah,
Benon. Yeah, I'm Bashir.
So Bashir, is this
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I'm on behalf of Benon. Benon can't speak.
Okay.
Right now, you can see what's going on, Benon. That's Benon.
Yeah.
You can see here.
Sorry, Benon.
You can see he can't speak.
Oh yeah.
Right now, you can see this. Yeah, he can't talk right now.
Oh, yeah.
You can see what's going on right now. People are sleeping outside.
Yeah. Have you guys
These people are
they're
sleeping.
coming to see you tomorrow? The UNHCR.
They promised, but we're not sure about that.
Well,
Yeah.
I've not heard from them. I've heard from a different source that they're coming tomorrow morning, and I think we need to work very early when you guys wake up and see that you're ready to meet them.
Yeah.
We are going.
No, we're not sure.
Ekiro kino kyonna okuwandiika amabaluwa abantu beeyamye okuwandiika amabaluwa so that
Webale nnyo muganda wange. Thank you.
Like they wake up to our message. Tetujja kutuula.
Yeah.
Benon. Sorry.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for what you did. Thank you. We all appreciate what's going on.
Obwato magoba bannange, obwato bufa magoba. Muli kumpi kutuuka ku kintu ekikulu, temwetuga, temwetta. Muntu bw'oba oyambuka akasozi, oba oli kumpi kamala lw'okooyera ddala. So mugume, tujja bafunira obujjanjabi, tujja kwongezaayo amaloboozi gammwe.
Webale nnyo for that advice, cause omukufe, one of us, she's called Claire, almost wanted to commit suicide today.
Yeah.
That's why we are seeing some people are standing right now, they can't sleep because they are putting eyes on her.
Yeah, is Claire asleep?
We are trying our best. Yeah, she has slept, but at least some people here are looking, taking care of her.
Okay. Mwebale bambi bebeererawo. Thank you so much for standing for each other. But
okay, we've been following.
We will get there together. We will march you out of there. That will be our Pride Month. That is what we shall all celebrate this month when you guys are free.
Yes, even about trauma, there are some people who were arrested. They were from prison. There are many here. They have gone to prison. They have been taken to police cells. These people, they are ever traumatized of what normally happens to them whenever they are taken to those cells.
But
and I'm among them.
Bashir.
Yeah.
Was Benon now given medication for that eye and the other wounds?
To be honest, as you can see, they were given just tablets and painkillers, but it's ever swelling up. You can see the face is swelling up. You can see the size before was somehow okay, but now you can see the ear is getting swollen. We have to take them to the private hospital. We have to pay for the bills because these hospitals, they are public, but we have to take them to the private one.
I can't even eat.
He can't even eat.
My jaw is paining me. Whenever I talk, my ear just brings the echo back. So, Victor, everything is not okay for me now.
Yeah. That's what's happening. He can speak for himself.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah.
Hi, Victor. How are you?
Sorry, Ben.
Victor, hearing, he's trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. But thank you. Thank you for whatever you're doing for us. As I talk to you right now, talking is a problem now. My jaw doesn't move so well.
I can see.
And whenever I'm talking, the echo comes back in my ear.
Yeah.
So the medication is totally poor. Because you see, we went on the hospital. I was only given Panadol, not any other.
Those of you
tablets.
who are listening, all that Ben given at the hospital is what we call paracetamol. It is something like acetaminophen, Tylenol. That's what they were given for that eye that is clearly infected and the jaw.
Okay.
Tebirina kye bikola.
Okay.
Tebirina kye bikola.
Yes, it's just
Nothing.
right now. I take it you're saying that it's becoming, it's swelling even more. You know.
Yeah, you can see even that the eye here, it's swelling up. You can see here.
Yeah. So Benon, I mean, yeah, Benon, tomorrow
Yeah.
ambient UNHCR ejja kuluna ejja naye etera okubalimba. But what we've decided, and my friends online networks basazeewo tugenda kusula nga tuwandiika amabaluwa bazuukuke nga tubawandiikidde amabaluwa agabagamba tulinda biva mu meeting, mubagamba amazima, mubagambe ffe tetukyabeera wano. Because when you're there, they are not giving you that protection, like you said. Go with the videos, go with the pictures, go with everything. Yes. Mubibalage. The only thing you guys shouldn't do now is that you don't deserve death. That's what Matt said here. So do not go the side of suicide. We beg you. And Shen is organizing therapy. I'm also organizing counselors this side. We talk to you. We will find tomorrow. I'm going to send something for the wounds and whatever. If we can get somebody to help you guys on the video to take care of your wound.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
We will get
Thank you.
a nurse to advise nti mukole bwe muti ne bwe muti. Eyo musobola okugula, you can buy like things like bandages and
yes, we can buy them in the town. There's a town called Kakuma town. That's where we can go for those things you've said.
Okay, tomorrow.
Some professional.
Yeah, we have some professional nurses here.
Oh, in the camp?
They're among
yeah.
No, in LGBTI community, you have some.
Oh, that is great.
Yeah.
So we just
Yeah, but before she was almost arrested, the day I remember, I think I've told you the other story of the people who were arrested.
Yes.
Who were in the hospital.
Yeah.
She normally goes with us whenever we are we have got any attack, so that she takes we take the real medicine in case of any advice. We have two of them. There is one called Matovu, another one called Joan. Yeah.
So
and Regina.
If we have those supplies, they can help you.
Yeah.
Can you connect me with one nurse tomorrow morning so that I talk to them? So they.
Yeah, I'll connect you. I'll connect you.
Okay. So that
yeah,
you know exactly what.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You get some rest.
Okay.
Guys, get some rest and
okay.
Here with us.
Okay. Steve wants to talk to you. Let me.
Hey, Lord Jesus. Steven. I see.
Yes.
Those of you online, an activist in Kakuma, Steven is one of the leaders of this group, and is the one who
my son.
Second. Is the one I'm asking
that's
volunteer to give $100 so we can buy a phone for Steven. That will be great. Steven is very key there, but every time they come to attack, they are looking for him because they want him dead.
That's my son.
That's your child sleeping there.
Yeah. Victor, I want to say something. Tomorrow, if the UN comes here, we're sleeping. Talking is nonsense words. We are going at UNHCR compound, or the police kill us. We can kill us tomorrow because here we cannot stay here in the place, like a stadium where we say we are safe, where the people attack us here because we are tired. We can lose the LGBT like 200 LGBTI die if we are living here, the death place. I come from my country. I have my arm working. Now I cannot work with my arm. I come, I don't have this bandage. You see?
Yep.
Even here I have a
Yeah.
wuzi, nebuzi bantunga wano mu
Okay.
January.
Ali nayo jangu wano, eh?
Eno mu lubuto. You see? Eno mu mugongo yonna, omubiri gwonna gunnuma. Kitegeera. I don't know UNHCR want the LGBTI died. I don't know UNHCR want to simenya yatuleta wano kututta busi emalewo ekika ky'abasiyazi kyonna. I don't know. Bweba yalemanya yala kututta kutumalawo yaligambye nti ekitegeera neetutta busi nekumasi netufa netuvaawo sine bweba yalina kutukuuma bukuumi yabadde etuwa obukuumi bwe tulina okufuna. Kitegeera. Imagine ne UNHCR nekusibisa ku poliisi bateeka mu prison n'ofuna ebizibu by'abasirikale ne bakuzinisa ebiti ne bakukuba emiggo. Nze kati gano amagulu gano galaba kuno kugulu kwafunye obuzibu eggulo kusobola kutambula. Gano gabadde gombi nga gafutuka esse ne gaba nga siyasobola gatambuza nga gannuma bagakuba pipe nga ndi mu kkomera gannuma. Neteri treatment ejasobola kumpa.
Mpozi, Victor.
Yes.
Victor.
Yes.
Are you hearing?
I'm here.
The day for me, the day I was arrested, officers told me that the reason why we are staying here, that even if we are to die, the limbo is next to us here. The cemetery is just next to us. It's behind us here, behind. They told us that they will not use a lot of transport to transport our bodies to a far place. So if we die, it's simple. We can carry ourselves and bury them to the next cemetery. It's behind us here, where we are, because we are sleeping in something like, I can say it's like a field, as you can see.
But you're outside.
It's our compound. You can. Yes, we normally sleep outside.
With this kid here.
Yeah. Yeah, there are more kids. There are more kids here. Not that one only. You can see there are more kids. Even these are also kids. You can see these are also kids. It's a kid. Ali, the arm was broken. You can see he's right here. You see the arm. These are the people. You can see the arm.
Yeah. Sorry.
Doreen, she's here. Doreen is sleeping. Yeah, she's here. No, she was taking care of the other Claire who wanted to commit suicide.
Claire is sleeping. Doreen. Webake mukwano. Mwetegekere meeting yenkya. Okay?
What we are actually waiting for.
You're the one. If you give up, they have no one to speak for them. Be strong, Doreen.
I can't give up.
Yes. Yes. These guys, by the time you meet them, they will have seen all the communications from all of us. Okay? But ochimanyi nti bakutunuulidde gwomu kuboogezaawo. You know? If there's anything we can do to help you keep standing, we shall do it.
Please help me treat these people. Nze sirina busobozi bwonna mpeddeyo. Twetaaga kati kujjanjaba buli muntu ali wano. Abaana bamenye emibiri.
You say everybody needs treatment.
Yes, they need treatment. They have wounds and scars and broken parts of their bodies that I'm not even sure they will heal even if they leave this place now.
Yeah.
I need to have these people treated. for now,
Yeah.
because we don't know what's going to happen next. If UN comes here and plays their jumbo with us,
Yeah.
then it's again to expect another attack, another war. Even the neighbors that are around us are telling us, you're gay people, nothing is going to happen to you. Don't even expect much help from UNHCR, and as soon as they leave,
Mm.
we are to continue to slaughter you.
Let's see how that meeting goes tomorrow morning. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to be talking to one of your nurses also in the morning. Nurse ali awo mu community yammwe. If we can see what we can give in terms of medical supplies, okubayambayambako awo abatasobodde kugenda wa musawo, so that bannansi be mulina bennyini
Yes,
yeah,
tulinawo professional nurses, tebalinawo
yeah,
equipment, tebalinawo
nurses,
materials.
and then we see what we can do. Okay, I think that tomorrow we can have some supplies.
Thank you so much.
Victor, thank you for all you've did.
We are all together in this, and there are a lot of people here online who want to be there for you. Fe ncha tugenda kudependinga ku mmwe kye mugenda okukola. You're going to do a great job with these people. Be articulate, and know that the whole world will be waiting for the results of that meeting.
Okay.
Your work is
For
rest
everyone
tonight. We are going to work.
For everyone who is online, for everyone who is to watch this after, for everyone who's watching this now, and mostly for all of those who have been watching ever since Shane and Victor have been exposing this truth of what is happening to LGBT refugees in Kakuma. I need to leave with you one message because I haven't slept for a while. I need to have some sleep before tomorrow. We are left alone out here. We are left alone. I do not care if you're gay or you're not gay, but if you're watching this, know that people, men, women, their children with their lives, with their careers, with their futures, all hopes and dreams are left out at the mercies of very hateful, homophobic neighbors, and we are just hanging in by a thread of hope that you will get concerned and intervene to save our lives. You who is watching, you is out there, you are our last thread of hope. Intervene and help us. Help us. We've suffered enough for years, and this is to continue if no one helps us, if no one gets involved. This is to continue. This cut down, this persecution, this end of homosexuality is to continue. We have been persecuted from our homes, and when we get here into this refugee camp expecting to have a way to be rescued from this whole life, we just fall into the death trap that Kakuma has become. So you out there, you, not someone else, not your neighbor, not anyone else, but you who is watching right now, your intervention is what is going to save the lives of people. That take an aerial view, the lives of people that you are seeing sleeping right now like that. Those people who are sleeping on the ground like that, outside. Your intervention is what is going to save our lives. Intervene and save us in Kakuma. Intervene. Don't keep quiet. Even if it's just an email to UNHCR, even if it's just a call to some humanitarian organ, even if it's just an application, or even if just one of us to get out of this life, save us. Intervene and save us. We are in Kakuma, and slowly by slowly, we are getting cut down of existence. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doreen. Thank you. We got you. And back tomorrow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. Victor, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Get
Also, I
guys.
want to thank everyone who has did something, who has supported us, who has gave us this platform at least to hear what's going on and to see what the real story, what's happening here in Block 13, Kakuma. We are the same people, we are the victim, and we are the story of what's happening here in Kakuma. We don't know what's going on right now around the world. I don't know who is putting the pressure to everyone, but whoever's done something, thank you. Thank you. At least to hear our voices. There's some people have stayed here for long. They are tired of what they've seen. But you getting out and show the world what's happening here in Kakuma, thank you. I don't know how I can describe it. Thank you for, I don't know, thank you.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Yeah.
And thanks to everybody on the live show. You have had
Okay.
them. They need us. For those who just came, Steve Lesike, we're doing a campaign tonight. Steve Lesike, you're from South Africa and a leading activist there. That email that has been pinned is the email of the protection officer at Kakuma Camp, UNHCR. The UNHCR is visiting the refugees, LGBT refugees, tomorrow morning. They're going to be meeting with them about this issue. Now, our plan is to bombard them with our emails, our communications about their demands. The LGBT refugees want to leave that camp. Some of the demands that I have drafted today from some of them include the pressure on the UNHCR to get them out of there to safety, rescue delivery with water, food, salt for those wounds that you see, bandages, masks, etc. And in fact, tomorrow before the UN acts, we are going to have to do something. We also are going to be calling out to NGOs to pledge privately to host these refugees in case they are taken out of the camp and, need that safety. There's need for mental health and medical support virtually, and the blessing of the UNHCR as they leave the camp, because if they don't have the protection of the UNHCR, then they are not safe. They might never get to an urban area that is safe for them. So, but for tonight, we all want to write to the UNHCR, whether it is in South Africa, UNHCR, South Africa, Johannesburg, Cape Town, whether it's in Uganda, wherever you know of any UNHCR, we need to write to them so that they forward and know that the entire UNHCR is being asked to stand up for the LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp. Now, there is one email that is tagged there, but if you go on Google, you can find contacts of UNHCR almost anywhere. The call is for them to be evacuated out of that dangerous place where they are attacked and hunted down like beasts. It is all tomorrow. We'll be coming back here with more updates. We'll be coming back with updates about mental health support, like psychosocial support, and whatever support people will have given us. But for now, those who can volunteer, give counseling to our friends, please let us know and we give you a way to connect with them via Facebook Messenger. We'll be sending some medical supplies tomorrow to them. In the morning, I'm going to be talking to the nurses who are also LGBT refugees amongst them. They have about 3 nurses. We'll be talking to them to find out what the basic needs are so that we send some of those first aid kits and, cotton and bandages, whatever they need. Take care of those wounds. Because as you see, the wounds are not taken care of. They went, they were dressed, and that's it. They're just swelling. They don't have any of that stuff. But look at those wounds. Look at his head. Look at his head. Who knows what is even happening inside the head? We only see the wound. there on the surface. Thank you, Gabrielle LaRue. Please tell people in South Africa to act tonight. Thank you for spreading the word. Guys, Kakuma, I think you should go to bed so that you have some strength tomorrow before
You're right.
before the
You're right. You're right.
we get you tonight. We'll do whatever it takes.
Okay.
Write our emails. Thank you so much. Blessed.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you too. Okay. Thank you.
All right. All right. That's it, friends. As for me, I'm about to get off here. Those who just arrived, you can go back to the email and see what has been shared so far. I'll leave you with this song. We are not different from each other. We are all human. Thank you, Steve Leseki. I see that you're moving. Steve, the UNHCR is meeting them tomorrow morning, so your timing is good. Don't ask me what my race is. Just take me for a brother. The difference doesn't matter, but the joy, the peace and happiness. The difference doesn't matter, but the love. The difference shouldn't matter, but the joy, the peace and happiness. The difference shouldn't matter, but the love. Well, the difference doesn't matter, but the joy, the peace and happiness. The difference doesn't matter, but the love. The difference shouldn't matter, but the joy, the peace and happiness. The difference shouldn't matter, but the love. The difference doesn't matter, but the joy, the peace and happiness. The difference doesn't matter, but the love. Thank you, Shiva. Thank you, Shiva, for your Okay, friends, I'm too exhausted too. I've been without sleep for days because of this, but I'll do my part of the emails. I encourage you all to do your part of the emails before you go to bed and as you wake up, so that our people have support tomorrow. I am going to do what I can and then I'll take some rest, but we'll be up for most of the night. I love you all. Thank you so much. For those of you who celebrate Pride, this could be the best Pride ever, where we use all that we have in us as individuals, as a movement, as people power, to stand up for those that I most need. It is it's the best Pride that I can celebrate this Pride month. This is the best Pride where we can be there for each other. And so let's put in whatever we have, our effort, our time, our resources, to save humanity without judgment. Organizations out there, please show up for these individuals. And last word is that the number pinned, the email pinned, is for the protection officer at Kakuma Camp. That officer and his team are visiting the refugees tomorrow morning. They have visited these refugees before, but they do nothing about what they discuss in those meetings. For this time round, we want them to wake up to our emails. The demand is protection. There's no protection in the camp. They cannot offer it. We ask them to safely take them. Take LGBT refugees, Block 13 in particular, or especially, out of Kakuma camp to safety in the urban areas like Nairobi. That's the only place they can be safe. We want them out of Kakuma camp. In 2014 and 2015, when I first broke news out about LGBT refugees, a refugee had been attacked in that very camp. And we've been asking for protection since 2014 from the UNHCR, and yet the attacks keep growing. This is 2020. The attacks are still happening. It means there is no space for LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp. It means that the institutions do not have the capacity to protect LGBT refugees in that camp. It only means that LGBT refugees should be taken out of that camp to safety in Nairobi or other neighboring cities. The resources are there. There are other LGBT refugees in urban areas. We can take them out of the camp even tomorrow using this people power movement of LGBTQ queer networks. But we cannot take them out without the blessing of the UNHCR because they need a document, they need a pass to get out of that camp. So please, friends, demand for their freedom tomorrow. Demand tonight. Write that email. Find them on Twitter and Facebook. They usually go as the UN Agency for Refugees. The UN Agency for Refugees, or UNHCR. Write that letter, write that tweet, send that message, make that call. It doesn't matter where you are. We had people from Cyprus here, and they were going to call the UNHCR in Cyprus. Wherever you are, Europe, Asia, write to them and tell them you're talking about LGBT refugees in Kakuma camp in northwestern Kenya, Turkana region. I salute you all. Thank you very much for your support.